In this video, we're going to talk about how family trauma changes your brain and also what healing really looks like. Family trauma doesn't just affect your emotions. It can actually changes the way the brain responds to stress, relationship, fear, and safety. When, for instance, children grow up in a stressful or traumatic environment, the brain can become stuck in survival mode. Instead of feeling safe enough to rest, explore, and emotionally develop, the brain focuses on danger. Even when nothing dangerous is happening, that's why many of us trauma survivors, we overthink conversation, we fear rejection, we feel anxious around conflict, we struggle to relax, we constantly expect something bad to happen. And our brain learned that safety was unpredictable because of all the trauma we had to go through as a child. And when chaos becomes normal, calm can feel unfamiliar. I'm not a mental health professional, but I'm someone that has go through a lot of emotional, mental, physical abuse. So in order for me to heal, I did a lot of research and I start my healing journey. And I just want to share everything that I learned and also, to see if I can help others that went through the same that I went through as a child. So our brain learned to protect us by staying alert. The problem with this is eventually the alarm system stopped knowing when to turn off. For the brain staying for too long in survival mode, and then now the brain think that's the right way just to process any information or emotion. When stress hormones stay high for like a long period of times, it can become harder for the brain to process emotions in healthy ways. That's one reason us trauma survivors we struggle with emotional regulation. That's something that I used to struggle a lot with, but thanks God now, after that I start my healing journey for a long time. And thankfully now I know how to process my emotion or regulate my emotion, which is very important in healing family trauma or childhood trauma. We also feel emotionally numb. We forget parts of childhood. Even now as an adult, there's a lot of part of my childhood I don't remember because the pain was so deep. I just went through my childhood in like autopilot. I didn't want to think about anything going on. It was like I just wake up to live another day, but I just want that day to end. And I go through that during all my childhood. The only thing that I remember my mom hitting me on my head every time and physically abusing me, like hitting me. But because that, I think I remember that because that's what was happening during like my whole childhood. So there's no way for me not to remember that. But after that, I don't remember anything else. That's why right now I'm going to therapy to process that, via psychotherapy to see what happened. Because I blocked that part of my childhood that I don't remember anything. And the funny part is my mom, she was expecting me to excel in school. after she was beating me like every day, every single day in my head. I don't hate my mom. And I just realized that she's somebody that went through a lot of trauma too, and unfortunately didn't know, that wasn't normal to do. And she didn't know about healing because we come from the Caribbean, so that's not a thing. So I give her forgiveness. I understand that, but right now I have a daughter, and in my healing journey, I'm not going to transfer that to her. Thanks God that there's therapy, there's other ways that we can heal that. And sometimes trauma is not just remembering painful events. Sometimes trauma is living with a nervous system that still feel unsafe. Even now I have to remind myself, like, you are safe. Like, I have to remind myself all the time, you're not on survival mode anymore. You are safe, you are safe, you are safe. And so that can be ingrained in my brain. And then I can, just live my life. Like, it can be a way of living for me to know and feel that I'm safe in my body and also in my environment. But also, healing means slowly teaching our brain that I am safe even when I have, boundaries. And the good news is the brain can heal. That's something that gives me hope when I learned about the neuroplasticity of the brain. And it was very hopeful and helpful for me that the brain is capable of change. And the way that I learned that our brain can heal through neuroplasticity is by new experiences, healthy relationship, therapy, boundaries, self-awareness, and also emotional safety. It can literally help create new pathways in the brain. And in my case, I experienced that. Like, slowly, I start feeling like I'm home again in my body, in my mind. I get my confidence back. Slowly, I don't have that, my brain racing or going out to pilot. Because after I learn about, the neuroplasticity of the brain, I try to meditate, do psychotherapy, dance. I go to church too, if that's something you're interested in, and they have a great community. But if not, there's plenty of other things you can. I have a very healthy group of friends, people that don't criticize you. But the very important thing is stay away from toxic people, like narcissistic people. They can destroy you, and you're not going to heal staying close to narcissistic people. So there's way to heal the brain, and we can regain our safety and our life back, because it's not normal to live in survival mode and to live in depression, and we cannot feel great and feel good in our own body or mind. And I know what's how that's feel. But there's hope and there's healing. It just takes a lot of work, awareness, understanding, and consistency. And also, healing doesn't happen overnight. But over time, the nervous system can learn calm is safe, rest is safe, love is safe, boundaries are safe. Actually, boundaries is very important on our healing journey, because there's a lot of people and places and relationship we're gonna have to stay away from or break free from in order for us to be completely, healed. And also, we have to understand that our emotions matter. And it's okay to have, like, deep emotion. Negative emotion is still okay. Positive emotion, we have to, well, to give space that we are human and we are allowed to experience all type of emotion. It can be negative and positive, and there's no judgment about our emotion. And little by little, the brain begins to shift from survival into regulation. And being in regulation, when your nervous system is regulated, that's the best place to be. And that's what I wish for all trauma survivor like me, to be able to get in a place that your nervous system finally feel regulated. And also, if you're healing from family trauma, here are a few small things that can help regulate the nervous system over time. The first one is practicing grounding exercises, spending time in safe environments, learning healthy boundaries, journaling your emotions, therapy or trauma informed therapy, breathing exercises, resting without guilt, because we need to do a lot of resting in order for us to be able to regulate, and also have self-compassion. Self-compassion also is very important. Allow ourselves to feel those emotions we wasn't allowed to feel and express when we were younger. Now we have to give ourselves compassion and safety to be able to express ourselves, even if it's negative or positive. And also, healing is not about becoming a different person. It's about helping our nervous system finally to feel safe enough to be our own self. If you related to this video, I want you to remember this. The way your brain adapted to trauma was never a personal failure. Your mind and body were trying to protect you. And the fact that you're learning, you're healing, and becoming aware now means that the cycle can change. Healing is possible, even if it takes time, even if it feels difficult, even if no one taught you how before. You deserve peace, my love. You deserve safety, and you deserve a life that feels emotionally free. And I know that we're gonna get there. In also, before I end the video, if this video helped you, please subscribe for more content about healing family trauma, emotional recovery, boundaries, toxic friendship, and also breaking generational curses. And if you feel comfortable, also share in the comments what part of healing has been the hardest part for you.